All right, so this will hopefully get you started, but this is obviously just kind of to get you started. Finding these leads for a variety of different companies per se is going to be something that you can freelance out. And if there's other areas beyond what I'm giving you to get started, the process will still be the same. But ultimately the industry might be different. So, we're going to get you started in sign companies, but you might do the same thing vetting heating and air conditioning companies or plumbers. I'll get into that in just a few moments. I'm going to try to segment this as much as possible so that you can kind of bookmark where these are in the video and then revisit them if you should need to. But we're going to start with a sign company batch. We have multiple batches, but 9 is going to be yours, and there's approximately 500 in this batch, maybe even more. There might even be 1,000. But we want to either A, email them, which is a passive way of communicating, but naturally you're going to get limited results. If you send out 1,000 emails, you'll probably get one person that's of interest. It's pretty rare, especially because people have abused emailers so much that you really do have to send them multiple emails to get their attention. And this is follow up is 90% of sales. 90%. Because if you just send these emails out once, then they're going to get lost in the shuffle. If you send out 2 and 3, usually by the 4th email, they either have no interest whatsoever, or you know what, I'm going to give them a call. Because, after 4 emails with each one having a little bit of a different message, they seem like a company that I think I should at least talk to and find out. And you're going to be vetting these as you're doing them to determine whether or not they even need us. Because, as I mentioned on the phone the other day, we don't really want to take the time to go after somebody who really has an okay website. So, to get you started, we want to look first at the list that is propagated here. So you have Sign Express and then Sign Fab and then Sign Factory, and it keeps on going down through. Some of these have an email address, some of them do not. The ones that do not, then you can make yourself a quick note or something and then just move on. Because this is going to be kind of your little area, my recommendation is to clean this up a little further, make it a little easier on yourself. But let's start with this first one right here. So if I click this little chat bubble over here, it's going to open this up right here, which is ultimately where you want to be. If it was me, I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to Control X on my keyboard, and then just kind of clean this up to a one-line scenario, right? And then I'm going to come down here and paste that other information right here and just kind of stack it so it's a little easier to get to the information I want. Now, keep in mind, you do not have to email these people. You can pick up the phone and call them if you want to and try to schedule. If that's something you want to do, let me know. I'll get you my booking link and some information, some bullet points on the company, so you can say something, along those lines, and we'll get into that. Now we want to stay on topic. I'm really good for rabbit trails. But this is obviously the main email address we're going to go for right here. Then we're going to visit the website because, again, we want to vet this to see if this is even somebody that we want to go after. So I'm going to Control-C copy that, and then we'll come up here, and I'm going to paste that in here. And the answer is yes. They have a horrible website. It's really old. You can tell by using Flash Player, which is no longer supported on the internet. And, some other stuff. We're currently updating our website to provide additional services. Well, that's nice, but it's been this way for a while. So, not to mention that they have things in here from 2011. right? So pretty good chance that these guys need us. So what we would do then is say, all right, they definitely need us. It's hard to see in this video, but they also don't have an SSL certificate right here. So that's another email that we would send out in the future if you wanted to take notes and something like that. I'd make another video for you to look for things that you might want to do. But right off the bat, this definitely looks like an older website, right? Especially if you compare it to what a modern website would traditionally look like, at least one designed by our company. This would be more of a modern graphics enhanced website, right? So this is what we do, right? We make these next level websites for people that have graphics and, cool little art pieces and things that move around and stuff like that. And then our work is up here for portfolio. If you just want to piddle around, you can kind of look around and see some of the things that we've done, some of the sites that we do, and you can clearly see the difference between what they have and what we would make, right? So definitely they're in need of the services that we offer. So what you would do is open up your email program, which I still need to get you, John, to get verified and get you in. But you would create an email. Get back over here to the Randy at Sign Expo or whatever it is, and then you would use the link that is right here, the demo sample sites URL builder. Now this is why I mentioned if you have multiple screens, this would really help you out, is because you want to have like the demo builder on one screen with maybe, the website that you're looking at, and then have your email program open on the other screen so you don't have to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So let me click on this. And then right here under site information, you want to choose Sign Company Pro. We always send them the Pro one. Don't worry about these down here. And then you put in the company name. Let me get over there, which is Custom Sign Express. What's taking this thing so long? We go to Sign Company Pro, Custom Sign Express. And then you put in their email address. For now, I'm just going to put email, just so we can get this video going for you. But you put in their email address, and then you put in their phone number, and then you click Generate Link. And then this is the link that you put into the email along with the script that is also in here under scripts. So if we open this up, you'll see with demo link and without demo link. So you click on with demo link and click that little chat box to open it up. And when you create your email, you can either use custom sign company websites made right here in the good old US of A, or looks like, and you put in the website address, hasn't been updated in a while. This would be one of those instances where they have a much older website. It's not mobile friendly. It's using old technology. This would definitely be the subject line that I would use for the email. Now, this is not the email program that you're going to use, the Gmail one specifically, but I want to use this as the example. So we would click Compose. And of course, the from is going to be your email program that you're going to be in, which is the Sign Company website one. If you start working with other industries, then we'll give you a different email address to use. The recipient is going to be this particular customer, which we'll get back to. For right now, we just want to grab this content down here. Control-C, copy, and then go back to our email. And then paste that in there. Let's open that up a little. Get rid of the extra spaces. That's just a thing that all of these silly programs do. Now the beauty of this is once you get this done, instead of pulling it from here every time, you just go to your sent folder and duplicate it. Okay. Now your subject line, we're going to come up here and grab, looks like website address hasn't been updated in a while. You can see why having two screens would be better than keep going back and forth like this. Get over here. And then that would be your subject line. And then obviously your the email address for this particular person is going to be in the recipients right there. And then the website address is going to be the one that you get from the website. We just paste that right there. Just like that. And then the link that is populated on here, this right here, goes right here. Once I get back over there. Come on now. There we go. All right, so we put that link right here. So now we've got where to go. So we still need to put in the email address that it's going to. Obviously, this will be the email address that you're using. This is an example. I'm not actually going to send this one because I want it to go from the email you're using. And then you put in, looks like you put their website address, hasn't been updated in a while. And then you put in, you know, have you ever wanted your blah, 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 blah. And then where it asks for a link, you put in the link. And then it'll finish that out like this. And if they're interested, then they're going to come back here and they're going to click on that link, hopefully. Or they'll give me a call at that phone number. And then it has my signature down below. So you can space that out if you want to. Like I said, the good news is once you send this, you can go back over to the sent folder and you can duplicate it. And then all you have to do is then come in here and replace this and replace this and then put in the new recipient email address and then send it. Providing that the overall message is going to be the same, that the next one that you look at is the same way. Okay? So once you have that done, then you're going to come back over to your Asana. Go back up to your batch right here. And notice when I click on scripts, it's still up here, so you don't have to hit the back button or anything. You just come up here like that. Bring it back to here. And then we're going to open this one back up. And then we're going to add a subtask that has the date 9/12/22. Maria Savage, right? MS dash emailed, whatever you want to put here, like old website script. And then move on to the next one. There's no save button or anything. It automatically updates across the board. Now, if you want to, you can assign yourself a deadline. Now you say, why would you want to do that? Well, in a sales environment, you just don't want to email it and then leave it alone and then just hope something happens. You want to follow up with this. If you're not going to follow up with a if you're not going to follow up with it with a phone call, then you would send them another email within 3 days. So today is the evening of Monday. So let's say you send this on Tuesday. So on Thursday, you would want to send them a follow-up email. And I'll get you a script for that, but it basically is something similar that says just following up on the previous email that I sent to see if you'd like to schedule a time to speak with me about your website. And then the third email that we would send would be within 7 days. So that you have your initial, and then the next one's 3 days later, and then the next one is 7 days later. So you can come in here if you want to, and you can create a due date to say, okay, I'm going to come back to this one, and my due date's going to be on Thursday. And then it'll pop up in your list over here that you have something due on Thursday, and you want to assign it to yourself. Excuse me. Just like that. Now, that's up to you whether you want to do that or not. Okay? Personally, I don't, excuse me, assign it with a due date or anything like that. For me, it's easier to actually go back to the parent task and put a date up here for 3 days later. That's me, right? But a lot of people find this to be much easier because it's going to, turn red on the third day and let you know this is something that you need to take care of and that you've assigned it to yourself. And the biggest reason I don't is because then all of a sudden your task list, like mine over here, which you can see, this is why I don't have time to do any of this. It's all stuff I got to do. It just fills this up with all of these things that you have to do. That's why for me it's easier just to put a little batch together, and these are 15 that I did on day one, and then I'll batch that. You say, well, how do you batch? Well, it's really not as complex as you would think. By the way, I'm going to get rid of this because we actually didn't email that. But we're going to come back up here. And so let's say I did this one, this one, this one, this one, all the way down to here. I'm going to batch this by just clicking on here and entering down and putting lines or dashes or whatever you want, and then I'll put a date. So 9/15/22. Then when I come back, I know everything from the top of this list down to there is what I need to follow up with on 9/15. And these down here will be 9/16 down to the next batch, and so on and so forth. Now, you say, do I have to do that? Again, this is your list. Whatever you are comfortable with that helps you be able to do the things that need to be done, I want you to have the freedom to be able to do. All we want to do is make sure that these people are being communicated with and that our wares are being broadcast to them with the potential of them buying, because we need sale. And right now, you're the only person who's using this script, so it's super easy if they call in or set an appointment for me to go back and type in SIGNEXP and search for that, and boom, I see it's in Maria's list. I know who's going to get credit for that. That's why we put these in, batches so that we know who's actually doing these. So that is, in a nutshell, how you get started with doing this. You've got your scripts right here, you have your demo sample site, you'll have your email address that you'll send the emails from, and then of course I'm not going to be monitoring the email every day, but if you do get an email that comes in that they're showing some interest, then by all means you want to communicate that with me as quickly as you can through Skype or through Facebook or call me or something. I need to know that I need to reach out to that customer ASAP. So hopefully this is clear for you. I've tried to be as expressive as I can with it. If you have questions, by all means, let me know. I'm sure there's going to be questions as we go through here, but for the most part, that's pretty much how you do that.